Alright guys, here we're going to talk about sleep and recovery. So it seems like whenever I put a video up about training, it gets like tons of views, but whenever I talk about the other important part of the equation, recovery, no one watches it. So in the day, sleep is the most important factor in recovery. You could take the most advanced athlete and with half a workout, a couple of days a week, easily overtrain them if they only had like 5 hours of sleep a night. There has to be at some point some kind of recovery, and that's just the way the process is. You have to go through that. So although you might enjoy going to the gym a lot, you're just going to get in your own way, and you won't be able to make any actual progress in your body if you don't pay attention to the recovery process. So to recover better, there's two sides to it. One, don't lift every day. Well, it depends what your goal is. So if your goal is, for example, to sculpt your body and you've already got quite a lot of muscle, it may make sense to have like 3 hard days with compound lifts per week, and on the other days machines to kind of focus on body parts or muscle groups that you want to place special emphasis on bringing those muscles up. So you might want to add some more volume to your chest, for example, or to your traps, for example, or potentially your back, whatever it is. So when the goal is just to sculpt for aesthetic appeal but not to add mass and size, then it may make sense to lift every day but not hard. So you'll have 3 days of hard lifting with compound lifts, barbell work, and on those off days you would have a limited amount of extra volume. I say limited, don't go too crazy where it will harm your recovery, using less damaging exercises like cables, machines, so on, just to add some volume, get the hump into those muscle groups. And it does work. I've managed to do some good progress on my chest like this. So, but if your goal is to basically put on mass and size, say you just want to lose fat and build muscle and speed the metabolism up, it will make more sense to only really lift 3 days a week. And on those off days, so some people think you should just do nothing. That's not the best thing to do. The best thing to do is to lightly use the muscle still. So even if the muscle's actually sore, I would still use resistance bands, for example, on the muscle, but I wouldn't use weights. So resistance bands, they will send a small muscle building signal, and you can use them lightly enough to just get a little bit of pump going, a bit of blood into the muscle, but don't go too intense with them, and limit these resistance band sessions to a couple of times a day, 5-10 minutes. And that's probably the best formula really if you want to build size. So 3 hard workouts with barbells and like compound lifts, and on those off days resistance bands a few times a day. But that's the way to recover correctly. And then also just sleep as well, and nutrition. So the nutrition is the other thing. You have to have enough protein, enough healthy fats, and use the carbohydrates around your workout. But sleep is the biggest factor. Like if you don't sleep, you're going to have no muscle. It's as simple as that. So you have to try to do your best to kind of get your sleep optimized if you really want to see change. But yeah, at some point there has to be some kind of recovery. So if you just train constantly back to back, like heavy with compound lifts, you just get in your own way, because it's great if you like going to the gym, but if you want to actually see your body really change the fastest, I mean, you'll still get results, but what you'll notice is you won't get stronger particularly. But if you push it long enough, you'll actually get weaker. You'll realize that your lifts begin to go down, and that's kind of a bit of a terrifying moment. It's like, whoa, I'm doing so much so you may end up having to take like nearly a week off at that point, just to kind of get your body back into a point where it can recover and then start to actually adapt and build muscle. So I hope you find that helpful, guys. So yeah, that's my philosophy of how I lay it out really for most people. Now if we look at like the bro splits, they're more suitable for people on anabolic steroids. And bro splits became popularized when coincidentally steroids came out, because if you think about it, a badly designed split will have you where, you know, you train chest on Monday, shoulders on Wednesday, legs on Thursday, etc. A badly designed split will have you train each body part once a week. A better split will have you train each body part 2 times a week, so you get enough frequency. But with those type of workouts, the split up workouts, a genetic freak on steroids can do well because they have this artificial loud muscle building signal from the anabolic steroids. So essentially, even if they only train a muscle group once a week, that's enough for them. And they can just, when they're in the gym, actually, they can just add loads of volume to that chest or whatever it is. But what's crazy is this way of training, even though it's not super effective, because if you think about it, you're only training once or twice a week max, say, each muscle group. It's actually become popular with people who are not taking steroids, who are natural, even in bodybuilding as well. That's typically how they train, is the bro split, the body part split. But most people would do better with a full body workout because, one, you're training each body part 3 times a week, not twice a week. Secondly, where you're not dedicating a day just to that singular body part, your recovery is going to be a lot better as well. So you're going to be able to go again a couple of days later. So if you found value in this video, subscribe and like, and keep watching for more.